What up, what up, what up, RJ Fancy Football Talk? You know what it is. 40-second play clock. I'm Rodney. This Jay. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. It's another week. Like we said, Wednesday's only 4 more weeks to go. So we got to give out some really good tips so people can win these last 4 games. But, let's do it.
Let's go. Well, I'm going to start off the week. We both got the same amount, so I'm going to start off the week. I'm going to start it off with the 49ers and Jags, and I'm going with my boys this week. I'm going to go ahead. I got to get back on it. They played well. I picked against them last week. I was wrong. I take that. But you're playing Debo, you're playing George Kittle, you're playing Elijah Mitchell. If he's healthy, he should be fine. He got a pen put in his hand. And Brandon Ayuk, James Robinson, and Dan Arnold are probably the only ones you playing from Jacksonville, and that's a stretch, honestly. But I got the Niners winning, and they fired up, so we should win this thing. I ain't gonna say easily, but we should win.
Yeah, and I agree with you. The Jaguars, I think they're playing better, but not good enough to beat the 49ers this week. So we agree on that one. So since you started with your squad, let me just skip to the climax of the week and talk about the Raiders. They're playing the Bengals this week. And again, like you, I picked against them last week. This week, I'm picking them to win against the Bengals. Of course, the Raiders still can't stop the run no matter what. So Joe Mixon should have a really good game. I even think Jamar Chase is going to be good to go with T. Higgins. Throw all of those guys in because they're going to throw the ball around. But here's the one I'm really thinking is going to do well. Uzomah. He has this pattern where he's down a few games and he has these crazy games. I think this is going to be one of those games where Uzomah gets used a lot. But the Raiders are going to defend the home turf. We're going to be throwing the ball around too, so you can go with my man. I always say Hunter Renfrow, Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs. They got to get this running game going to win, so I think they do it.
Yeah, I got the Raiders going. I'm hesitant to say that Deshaun Jackson actually has a semi-good game. Because in order for them to get going, they got to get somebody down the field, and he's the only downfield threat at the moment. So, and he threw a 38-yard pass to him, but he ended up fumbling last week. But I think at the end of the day, I think they'll get a connection this week coming up. So I think Deshaun Jackson might be in for a good game, actually. I'm picking up Raiders too, by the way, so definitely got that one. My next game is the New Orleans Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going with Philly on this one, man. I've been riding with Philly for the last couple of weeks, man. I think Philly, they bound to do something. You rolling with Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, man. Miles Sanders is coming off IR. If he's cleared to play, if you need him, you play him. Obviously, for New Orleans, you got Alvin Kamara. That's probably about it. That's who only one I'm playing. I ain't playing nobody else off that team. I'm going with Philly on this one, though. I got Philly winning this thing.
Hey, I've been picking Philly a lot lately, and nothing's going to change about that this week because I refuse to pick the Saints with Trevor Siemian in there. So, Eagles, let's go.
Let's go.
I pick my next game. I'm going with the Colts and the Bills. Now, this one, the defense for the Bills is unbelievably good. They looked great last week. I think they're going to look great again this week. They can stop the run, which is what the Colts do best. And so I think Jonathan Taylor, while he's the engine that makes the Colts offense go, he should still have a decent game, but I don't think he's going to have the typical Jonathan Taylor game that we've grown to see and love. We're both talking about him being the number 1 overall running back next year. But this game, I'm giving it to the Bills because of their defense. And of course, you're going to go with Diggs having a good game throwing the ball, or because Josh Allen's going to be throwing the ball. Diggs should do well. I think Knox has a good game, but Bills will win.
Yeah, I got the Bills in this one too, and I'm still gonna sit here and say I think Jonathan Taylor is gonna be the number 1 running back next year. Nobody's better than him right now. It's just that Bills defense is gonna be too tough this week, honestly.
The Bills defense is legit.
Yeah, so they're gonna be too tough, and I think it's gonna be too much for them. So definitely, I got them winning the game. So Bills Mafia, stand up.
You gonna crash into some tables?
I might. Hey, who knows?
All right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the next game, and my next game is the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going with Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers have a bounce back game. He played pretty bad last week coming off from COVID. You're going Aaron Rodgers. A.J. Dillon is the one you should watch out for. A.J. Dillon is probably going to have a monster game. Devontae Adams, obviously. Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, Allen Thielen, Dalvin Cook. You play everybody from Minnesota. Those guys just going to produce anyway, regardless if they win or lose. But I am picking Green Bay to win this one. I think A.J. Dillon is going to have a monster game.
I'm scared for my man Aaron Jones. I know he's got a secure spot when he returns, but the way A.J. Dillon looked last week, he's going to be something to deal with. I got the Packers winning that one also. I go to my next game. I'm going to talk a team that almost won last week. The Lions faced off against the Browns, and I almost decided to go with the Lions to win this one. Just because of all the injury problems that the Browns have been having. Don't know what Baker's going to do. Nick Chubb, I think it's going to come off the COVID list. It's not guaranteed yet, but I think he will. And if he doesn't, it doesn't matter because D'Ernest Johnson can do what D'Ernest Johnson does. And this is going to be defense in the run game that makes the Browns win this one. For the Lions, I'm still playing DeAndre Swift because we've seen he can be that bear tail guy. TJ Hawkinson put up the goose egg, but he's not going to be that bad 2 weeks in a row. So look for him to do some nice stuff. Browns winning, no doubt.
Yeah, the Browns will win this one. You still running with Swift. Definitely Swift is somebody you're running with. So Hawkinson you still running with. You can't, I mean, you know the old saying, you don't sit your studs because they had a bad week. I mean, you just don't do it, honestly.
But they have to get somebody better than Jared Goff because that's Hawkinson. He only had one target all game. It's insane.
I think that's coming. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know in the draft where it's coming from. I know they got some first round picks coming up, but honestly, if it's me, I'm not looking in the draft because I don't think there's any quarterbacks out there personally. I think they have money to build off, and I would go get a quarterback that's available that's sitting behind somebody. And it's some out there you can go get that's probably going to be available. So I would go get that and get a receiver. They need a number one receiver. They have to have that. So because they got the running back, they got the tight end. They just need a number one receiver and they need a quarterback and go from there. So they can have Jimmy.
No.
It may work. Who knows?
Right.
Well, we'll go to my next game, and my next game is the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. And you playing only Brandon Cooks from Houston. From Tennessee, you playing Tannehill, A.J. Brown, and Marcus Johnson is somebody you play. Marcus Johnson had 5 receptions and 100 yards last week, taking the place of Julio Jones. Marcus Johnson should have that same effort this week, probably more. But definitely play Marcus Johnson. And Tennessee gonna win this thing. I mean, it's probably gonna be a blowout personally. So that's it. Roll with Tennessee on this one.
I'm going with Tennessee as well. Still waiting for Davis Mills to get his job back. Waiting patiently. Come on, let's make it happen. But I don't think it's gonna be anything in this game that makes that happen. So Texans are winning. I'll go to my next game. It's the Cardinals and the Seahawks. And this one, you have got to check those injury status all the way up to maybe game time. They're saying that we might see Kyler Murray back. We might see DeAndre Hopkins back. Might even miss DK Metcalf. He's having a foot problem. So those 3 guys, you're going to wait to see. But regardless, I think I'm going to go with the Cardinals winning, even if we don't have Kyler Murray or Nuke back, just because, again, defense. They have something that the Seahawks used to have. So you're gonna check again to see who's playing, because if Murray's not playing, Colt McCoy might not be playing, and then there's something called a Streveler or Streveler. Who knows what his name is, but some quarterback for the Cardinals. If that's the case, James Conner is gonna do work because I don't know who that guy is. Of course, we didn't know who Mike White was, and that worked for 1 week. Is that my alarm to stop talking? What's happening?
No. You good. You good. You know me, man. This is a division game.
Yeah.
I would say I hope both of them lose personally, but
You're looking for a tie.
I'm looking for a tie, obviously, but I got to be professional at the end of the day. So I'm going Seattle. I think Russell Wilson
Yeah,
last week, rusty.
exactly.
He was rusty. I think he comes back this week. He's going to be the regular Russell Wilson. I think they're going to if Kyler Murray don't play, I think they're going to outscore them, if anything.
I think
Defensive
it's going to be a high-scoring game if Kyler Murray's in. If Kyler Murray's out, the Seahawks offense might be enough to get them over the top. You're right.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a scoring game. I think Seattle's defense is not great. So either way you look at it, it's going to be a bunch of scoring of touchdowns and things of that nature. So I think at the end of the day, Seattle may pull it out by like 3 and field goal-ish, but I think Seattle pulls it out. I think Russell Wilson just has a better game because he just was rusty last week.
Yeah.
So he has to come back and play better. So at the end of the day, yeah.
So you call them the Seahawks win? Okay.
Call them Seahawks win. I mean, it hurts my heart, but, you know, it got to be professional at the point. You know, it's got to be professional, but it hurts. It was hard picking that game, by the way. So I'm going to go to my next game, and it's the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. For the New York Jets, you're only playing Michael Carter, and that's it. Nobody else. For Miami, you're playing Tua, should be back this week, Jalen Water, and you're playing Miami's defense. Miami defense has been playing lights out the last couple of weeks. I say roll with them and feel comfortable rolling with them because I think they're going to have a good game. Michael Carter just going to get a lot of garbage time points, but Michael Carter's actually been good this year as a rookie. So, but I'm picking the Dolphins to win this thing.
How are you not picking Joe Flacco?
Nah, I'm not doing that.
No, that's a joke. Dolphins are winning this one, yeah. Things are getting bad for the Jets. So.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Anytime you go to Joe Flacco, even though I'm starting Joe Flacco this week because I had Jared Goff, and I had to pick between. I was like, yo, I can't run with Jared Goff. Jared Goff had 114 points. I mean, 114 yards in 5 quarters. That's terrible. Nah, we're not doing that.
Hey, you're talking to a guy who just said he was starting Trevor Siemian in one of his leagues. So,
oh my gosh,
it's
scrambling.
I've started some of in the Superflex league. I've had some of the worst quarterbacks, but you know, I have a winning record, so we'll see where.
All that matters. So, yeah, get the win, man.
Let's keep it pushing. Let's talk about Dallas and Kansas City.
Something tells me I got my swagger back. Oh, baby.
This is the lights out. We talked about this. If the over under is like 56.5, if there's less than 60 points in this game, I'm gonna be very disappointed as a fan, and I'm gonna demand my money back. So you're just starting players everywhere. What I'm really interested in on this one actually are the tight ends, because neither team is very good against the tight end. Dalton Schultz has been really quiet the last 3 weeks. I think he's gonna have a nice game, even though Michael Gallup is back. So Schultz, Kelce, and then the host of everybody else. Here's your question: is Clyde Edwards-Helaire in, or is it going to be Darrell Williams? No matter which guy it is, I think they're going to be really involved in this offense. Just because Patrick Mahomes was a lot more patient and going with the underneath routes, and so that should go well for either running back that's playing in that game. I'm picking the Chiefs to win. That's right, they're at home, and I'm going to say that they got their swagger back, and they're going to do well.
I'm going with Dallas on this one. I think CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, I think that offense is just too good for that Kansas City defense. I think that secondary
defense
is gonna.
There's no defense this week.
I just think somebody got to stop somebody at some point,
right.
And I think Dallas is gonna stop Kansas City before Kansas City stops Dallas.
Is Diz getting another interception?
Of course, I think I see another one in the future. I just think Kansas City is definitely going to score. Dallas is going to score. But I think they're not going to be able to keep up with CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is going to have a monster game. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Amari Cooper, too. So, I mean, all them, Zeke, I think they're going to I'm going with Dallas. I think Dallas got this one. I think it's going to be a lot of points, but I think it's going to come down to the wire. Maybe even overtime because it's going to be a crazy game. I can't wait to watch it, man. I'm going to be honest.
This is the game I'm most excited for all week. So
yeah, I can't wait to watch it. So we're going to see. So definitely, that's what I got. I'm going to go to my next game, and my next game is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New York Giants. And I'm going to just say this right now. Don't play anybody from New York, period. If you don't have to, don't play them. Tom Brady, Godwin, Mike Evans. Tom Brady's pissed. He lost to the Washington football team last week, and you should have seen him pacing on the sideline. He was like an angry man. So I'm telling you, play him and play him like you mean it. I think they're gonna blow the doors off of him personally, and that's it.
Does Eli Manning or Michael Strahan play for these Giants?
No, not even.
Oh, then I'm picking the Bucks. Yeah, because that's the only Eli Manning is the only guy I'm picking to pick. Only way I'm picking the Giants to win that one because they've done it in many Super Bowls. Did you, by the way, speaking of Manning's, did you notice? I don't know if you watched them Monday night. There were 0 active players on that show this week. I don't know whether that was intentional.
But did you?
They were like, nah, I don't think anybody wants to mess with that curse. After
Did you? Yeah, but did you see that Phil Nicholson said? I think it was Phil Nicholson. Yeah. Phil Nicholson was like, "Yeah, I think the curse is real, but I'm glad I don't have a match next week, so I think I'm good. I should be all right." So I was like, "Wow, that explains a lot, boy." I try to tell you. So.
That curse is something. So
yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
So if I was a player, I wouldn't go up there. I wouldn't do it.
I'm watching their show every Monday night now just to see if anyone dares to go back on that thing again. I wouldn't. If I'm a coach, I'm telling you, stay away. But
yeah. If the man is call you, you tell him
hang
no.
up.
I got something to do.
There you go. All right, let's hit my next giant. I was excited about the last game. This one, not so much. Washington football team and the Panthers. There's the storyline of Cam Newton being back, and he should be starting this week. That's cool. But the real story is going to be the running backs. We have CMC against the so-called new CMC. At least that's what Cam's old coach said Antonio Gibson would be. Antonio Gibson looked good last week, but I don't think he's going to be that guy this week against the Panthers defense. We talked about that shin injury. He looked, at least from last week, he looked like he's over that, or at least able to play beyond it. But I think the Panthers defense is just too good. And so I have the Panthers winning. And hey, Cam Newton winning on his first start, so good for him.
Well, I got the Panthers winning. I'm glad that Cam is back. He's not gonna, come and go 4,000 yards like I predicted.
A little bit short of that.
A little short of that. But I'm glad he's back, and I think Cam is gonna have. I think he's gonna do 300 yards. I think he's gonna do 300 yards, a couple touchdowns, touchdown on the ground. I think Cam's gonna come back because he got something to prove.
I'm not gonna say anything about the number of yards, but I would be surprised if he had less than 2 touchdowns. I think he's gonna really relish being in that starting spot. But CMC is the guy that's gonna be the best one in your. Would you play any of the wide receivers? DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson.
I would. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. I think they're gonna be better with Cam.
Yeah,
I think this is the best receiving core that outside of when he had Steve Smith that he's had. But other than that, I think this is probably the best receiving core in backfield.
Yeah,
because he was there with CMC, but they didn't have any receivers at the time. So
right.
I think this is probably the best overall offense that he's had since being in Carolina. So I think he can do 300. Easy possible. With just throwing the CMC.
I know, right?
Backfield.
That'll work.
So I'm trying to tell you, I think he wins. But yeah, I'm gonna finish it off, and I got the Baltimore Ravens versus Chicago Bears, and Lamar Jackson, Rashad Bateman, Marquise Brown. For Chicago, you're going with Justin Fields, Darnell Mooney, and David Montgomery. You notice I didn't say Allen Robinson right. Allen Robinson had the most yards he had last week was 6. Well, the week before that was 68. Mooney has had 44 to 35 catches over him. I think Mooney is the number 1 receiver right now. So I am going Baltimore. But I think Justin Fields plays really well in this game. Just keep in mind that the Baltimore Ravens defense has allowed 285 passing yards this year. So he could have a really good game.
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens to win this one. They have to do better after getting embarrassed by the Dolphins. But Justin Fields could have a nice one. Like we talked about a little bit Wednesday, check injury status for guys. But as long as the Bears have their full arsenal, I think this could end up being maybe Justin Fields' best game of the year.
I think it's a breakout game. I'm telling you, I think you got to look at it. It's 2 similar quarterbacks. I would say Lamar is probably by hands down a better runner, But I would say at the end of the day, I think they're very similar in a lot of ways because both of them can run. But Lamar strictly just runs more than Justin Fields would. Justin Fields is probably a better passer than Lamar. But at the end of the day, they both can run the ball out of the pocket if needed. And they do have plays set for them. So this is going to really – I'm not excited about this game, but it's a game I'm going to keep my eye on.
It'll be an interesting one to see.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye on and say, man, I want to see what Justin – because I like what Justin Fields been doing the last 2 weeks. He's really been doing good things, honestly. So I think he cracks 300 this week, man.
Okay.
I just got this weird feeling. I think he's going to have a really good game, man. I'm telling you.
We will find out.
We'll see. And they getting Jimmy Graham back, so that could help, even though he's not the same Jimmy Graham. But, I mean, that could help a little bit. So, who knows?
All right, well, let me do the last game. I'm going to talk about the Steelers and the Chargers. The Steelers almost lost to the Lions. They're not getting picked. Justin Herbert has looked kind of iffy lately. He's looking more like a rookie this year than he did all of last year. But I think he has enough to beat the Steelers. But Eckler and Keenan Allen are my main plays. On the Steelers side, Mason Rudolph might be the quarterback because we don't know whether we're going to see Ben back. The only person I'm playing with confidence, of course, Najee Harris. He's pretty good. I don't know if y'all know. He's going to get 1,000 yards. So, there we go.
Love. Did we just hear you say Najee Harris is going to get 1,000 yards rushing?
What?
This is the same guy that said he wasn't going to get 1,000 yards rushing.
Was that me?
That was you. This is the only other guy on this podcast. It's you.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
You can pull up the tape, and then maybe I'll confess.
I'm going to pull up the tape, and I'm definitely going to pull up the tape because this is what you said.
Did I mention Chargers are winning? Chargers are winning this one.
I got Chargers winning too.
Cool.
So it's going to be a good week. It's not many games left before the playoffs start, people. So get your lineups right. Always remember, play your studs no matter what. No matter what, play your studs. Don't hesitate to play them. If they got a bad matchup, still play them. That's the reason you picked them high. You got to play them no matter what. So, and get ready for playoff time because I'm in the playoffs in most of my leagues. I'm in 5 out of 6. I'm in there. So, it's going to be a good year for R&J. I'm telling you, R&J going to bring some trophies home this year, man.
Hey.
We already looking good in a couple leagues anyway, so definitely.
Things have been going well. So good luck to everybody with your Week 11 games. Next week, Thanksgiving. Enjoy your holiday. We won't be live, but we're going to put out some content for you all so you don't miss out on any of this cool football advice. And be part of the conversations. Like, subscribe. Please do comment. Hit us up on our social media. We'd love to continue chatting with you.
Definitely, and just hit us on our Twitter. We do respond. So, like I say, we respond all day long. I've been responding for days. So I will respond to you. I would give you advice. I would tell you what moves to make if you ask me. I'm here. Just ask us. We here. It ain't hard to find us. We all over the place. We here and we ain't going nowhere. Let's get to 100.
All right. Peace out, everybody.